Hey guys, welcome back to another plan with me. This week I'm planning from September 19th to the 25th, and I'm also recording this voiceover on the same day as my last voiceover, so I am a little sick, but like I mentioned in that video, I only have the rest of this week to attempt to catch up on plan with me's. So I really have no choice. I have to do some voiceovers today. So hopefully I'm not too sniffly. But anyway, this week I'm using a kit from Scribble Prints Co. This is a Casper the Friendly Ghost kit. I did not look up the name. I'm so sorry. But it might have been on the sticker sheets. So maybe you caught a glimpse. I'm sure if you just, searched Casper, you'd be able to find it. But this week I did treat myself to a full kit instead of a mini, which was actually more challenging than I thought it was going to be. I almost had too many options. I also got the little, I'm not sure if it was a freebie or not, but this like extra color, I think it was a freebie, and I wanted to add that in. So yeah, definitely not like super difficult to make this spread work. Obviously it was a full kit, which always is easier, but I was overwhelmed with all my choices, which is kind of silly. But yeah, I like how it came out. It came out like just my usual spreads, just, same old. This week there was a lot of car drama. Currently in real time, what's today? It's November 29th. The car is sort of just in a holding pattern right now with the holidays and stuff. My boyfriend hasn't had time to look into like exactly what's wrong with the car, and his car also has some work that needs to be done. So yeah, I unfortunately am still the not so proud owner of two shitty cars. I really need to fix one and get rid of one. Unfortunately, it's just not at the top of my list. But back to this spread this week was just a lot of annoying car stuff. And then also Joe was out of town. So yeah, that's the main thing that was going on this week. I believe at this point I am finished with work. Or no, I think there was like one day this week that I randomly got asked to work, but my like normal job was finished. I don't know if I explained it before, but I worked / technically still work for a company as an independent contractor, and they just don't have hours for me anymore. Unfortunately, the company I was doing the most work with was purchased by a bigger company, and yada yada, you know how it goes. So yeah. But anyway, let's get into the day by day, starting with Monday. First thing I marked with a clock icon from the kit was that I was up before 10, which is like a huge deal. I have no idea how I'm going to wake up at like 7 a.m. every single day to go to work. I'm just going to do it, obviously. Like, it's just one of those things that I am not capable of until it's a necessity. And then my life is sort of like ruined. So I'm hoping with my next job, I'm able to be an adult and go to bed at a decent hour, but I get a lot of anxiety at night, so I don't know, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Anyway, the point is I got up at like 9 something this day, which is super early for me. Under that, I marked that I worked. So yes, okay, I was still working this week. With this little zombie emoji, I marked that I worked. With a fancy label and this munchkin or emoji, I can't tell, changing sheets, I marked that I washed my sheets. Then I did some puzzling, and I marked that with another one of these big puzzle pieces from my friend Ilza from Ilza's Melted Plans. With a little thing and an Studio Olive working out, I marked that I did a 30-minute workout this day. With a fancy label and this super old style scribbler I got as a freebie, I marked that I made scalloped potatoes, which is worth marking because I no longer can like eat broccoli and enjoy it. It's like disgusting to me. And one of the ways I'm able to trick myself into eating it is to mix it in with scalloped potatoes. So yeah, I did that this day. Then with this annoyed munchkin, I marked that I was doing some work for my grandmother, which was just like annoying and stupid and definitely a waste of my time, but she is my grandmother, so I gave it a shot with a little thing. And this zit munchkin, I marked that I had 4 new zits. And then with a little strip of, maybe I didn't, I could have sworn, I think I did use a full kit. Sorry, I'm just noticing that I cut up a weekly checklist, which I'm guessing I only did in order to like fill the space properly. But I usually only do that when I have like a mini kit. But anyway, and a little planner from the kit, I marked that I planned. Moving on to Tuesday, the first thing I marked with a fancy label and a period emoji was that I got my period. With a little, like, what is this? Like a happy summertime emoji, I marked that it was the perfect weather this day. Then with a car icon from the kit, I marked that I drove out to King of Prussia to run a bunch of errands in that area. With a fancy label and a Target icon from Carly Plans, I marked that we went to the mall and to Target. With a little thing and a notepad, I marked that I worked. Then with a quarter box in this Olive Studio Olive putting down stickers in her planner, I marked that I filmed. And I accidentally left one bump off of the M, so it says film. F-I-L-N, but that's fine. With a little thing and a Planning Rose's car, I marked that there was absolutely no parking at Joe's place. There's usually better parking by him, but this semester the students really came hard, and they've put new, like, really nice apartment buildings up on his block, and rich students have moved in, and they all have cars. So there's just always constantly fewer parking spots, and living in Philly just gets more and more annoying just every year. With a fancy label and a TV from Carly Plans, I marked that we watched Last Night in Soho, which was decent. I was hoping for a little bit more, but I did enjoy it, so I would recommend. Moving on to Wednesday, the first thing I marked was that it took me 25 minutes to find parking at where was I? I guess I went home. No, I didn't go home. Oh, okay. I remember what happened. So since I couldn't find any parking at Joe's, I had to park in a 2-hour parking spot, which means that at 10 in the morning, I have to move my car. So in the morning, I went out at like 9:30 in the morning to move my car, and then spent 25 minutes trying to find a parking spot that wasn't 2-hour. And even in the 2-hour, the only spot that was available is the one I was just in. So, like, I couldn't park there again. I'd get a ticket. So that was really, really frustrating. Joe actually texted me because he thought something happened to me. Because he was like, you okay? No, I was getting pissed off. I was not okay. With a squared off box and this stomach ache munchkin, I marked that this was like the first time I went to the bathroom in over a week. And it was not fun. It was like, it just like hit me. It was terrible. Sorry. Anyway, under that, with another Planning Rose's car, I marked that I went with Joe to do his radon stops. And then under that, with a fancy label and this emoji serving attitude behind the cash register, I marked that they were so mean to me at Express. I had purchased something at the outlet and decided I didn't want it, and I went to return it. I never even wore it. I only bought it because it was so cheap, and then I just like thought about it a few days and decided that I didn't want it, and so I never even took it out of the bag. And when I went to return it, they were acting like I had worn it, because apparently there was a do not remove this tag on the side of the blazer, but it was missing when I bought it. And they were like, the girl brought somebody else over, and they were like ignoring me, and I kept saying like, I swear I bought it this way. Like, why on earth would I lie about like a $12 blazer? Like, it was so on sale when I bought it. It would not have made sense for me to like wear it and return it. And I was getting really upset because they were just treating me like a liar. And then I was also mad that the other outlet had even sold it to me. Like, if you have a rule about do not remove tags, when you sell something, you have to make sure the do not remove tag is on it. So yeah, just a terrible experience. And I did leave feedback. I actually used to work at an Express for many years in college, and so I get extra like butt hurt if I get bad service at a store where I used to work. Like, it really pisses me off because, like, I swear I'm following the rules. Like, I'm up to date with all your new rules even. Like, I know that they've changed their return policies, but I swear I did not wear this stupid fucking blazer. So anyway, terrible experience. Under that, with a little thing, and this one's more with love, bagel, I marked that I decided to treat myself to a Dunkin' Donuts bagel. It was okay. It needed more cream cheese. I really miss living around good bagel shops because Dunkin' Donuts just does not cut it. But Philadelphia has terrible bagels. Obviously, I haven't been to every single bagel shop in the city, but the ones I've gone to, just so subpar. Anyway, but I did have a gift card from my roommate. She actually gave it to me, which was really nice. So I said, screw it. I'm sad and I want a bagel. With a fancy label and this old spray bottle from SPC, I marked that Joe and I finally tackled cleaning his new mattress. Like, we deep cleaned it. And it was a process, but we had been meaning to do it for months, like ever since we got it for him from his bosses. And we've just been procrastinating. So this day we finally cleaned it, disinfected it, all that fun stuff. Then under that, with a little Sticky Perks Doritos bag, I marked that we went to get Doritos. Chips have really gotten expensive, and I used to just like splurge and every once in a while just buy them regular price. Joe would never. But there haven't been a lot of good deals on a lot of our favorite like foods and snacks ever since COVID, but there was a really good deal on, I think it was like the big bags too. Doritos were 2 for $4, limit 4, so we bought 4 bags of Doritos because they were all $2. Under that, with a little thing and a Nike sneaker, I marked that we went on a walk. Then on our walk, we stopped at CVS, and I just marked that with a little heart icon because I had another $4 coupon, so we went and I probably bought some candy or something with a fancy label and this emoji drinking a McDonald's drink. I marked that we went to Shake Shack and got buy one, get one free shakes. Then with a piece of washi and a TV, I marked that we tried this show called F-Boy Island because we had run out of Bachelorette to watch, and the challenge wasn't back yet, and we needed like a little reality TV trash fix. And my hairdresser had recommended this show to me, so we did try it. I might actually watch it tonight to like de-stress. I need some sort of like mindless, or like Sister Wives. I just need to see somebody else's life crash and burn because I'm having a day. Anyway, it was okay. It wasn't like my new favorite trashy TV show. I enjoyed Love Island a little more than F-Boy Island. Moving on to Thursday, the first thing I marked with a little money icon was that I worked. Sorry. As I'm doing this voiceover, the sun is going down, and I really should just get up and turn on a light and stop being lazy. Okay, my light's on. I'm sure you heard that. I'm probably not going to cut it out. I'm just going to keep going. So after work, I marked that I did some laundry, and I used this little laundry sticker that I think I got it from a kid, and I just hoarded it with a fancy label. And my favorite combo recently of a puzzle piece from Ilza and this Munchkin listening to headphones. I listened to a book called The Favorite Sister and did some puzzling. I actually looked up what this book was about when I was doing this plan with me, and now that I'm doing the voiceover, I can't remember what the book was about. I think it was okay. Like, I don't think it was too bad. With a fancy label and this cursing Tara, I marked that my grandmother and her boyfriend were driving me crazy about the car. If you've seen any of my rants on Instagram and didn't immediately unfollow me, you would know that I was essentially tricked into taking this car by my grandmother and her boyfriend. She told me that I told her I couldn't insure 2 cars, and so she told me she would put the car on her insurance and I could take all the time I needed to figure out if I wanted the car. Well, this day I get an insane text message saying, Nick wants to know if you've put the car in your name yet. You need to put the car in your name ASAP. He needs it off his insurance. I'm not putting it on my insurance. It doesn't make it sense. Put it on your insurance. And this is after I had just had Joe drive this stupid car to Philly. So like, I was so angry because this was when I realized, like, okay, I only agreed to take this car because it had been serviced recently and because I didn't have to make a decision right away whether or not I wanted it, and now they're turning it on me. And so I mentioned, I was like, I don't even have the title for the car. How on earth can I put it in my name? And that's when she told me that Nick said he put the title in the glove compartment, which first of all is incredibly stupid. Whoever steals the car will have the title. Number two, he didn't tell my grandmother that or me that, so how on earth would I know? And it was just a big mess. So I told her when I picked up the car from Joe's, I would look to see if the title was in the glove compartment box. After that, I did abs and back, and I marked that using an olive. And then I swept the floors and marked that just with this tiny little broom from Piper Paper Plans. Then I watched the movie The Ritual on Netflix, and I used a Carly Plans TV to mark that, and I really enjoyed this. It gave me like the same feeling that the movie The Descent gives me, except for The Descent I will continue to rewatch. That is hands down one of my favorite horror movies, but even though The Ritual didn't, impress me as much, it was still a good movie, and there was one scene that like actually got me and like made me pretty uncomfortable. I mean, to be fair, I did watch it alone in bed in the dark, but yeah, I really liked it. So if you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. Moving on to Friday, the first thing I did was a workout. I did glutes and abs and just used another olive to mark that with a fancy label and this Tara in a sweatshirt. I marked that this was the first day that I needed like a sweatshirt, really, like in my apartment. It was so cold. After that, with this munchkin hugging a cat, I marked that I hung up a new cat scratcher in my bedroom just because there's nothing really in here for the cats to scratch. Janet is pretty good at just like not scratching anything in my room. However, Brad, the second he enters my bedroom, fucks up my carpet. So I wanted an alternative, and it's been working really well. He's only scratched my carpet once, and I honestly think he just did it to wake me up, to like be a dick, because he knew I would get up if he did that. Under that, with a little munchkin, I marked that I listened to an audiobook. Then with this tiny little planner from Piper Paper Plans, I marked that I planned. With a quarter box and this happy mushy munchkin, I marked that Joe and I walked to Blaze Pizza. I think he had like a free dessert. With a little thing and this annoyed munchkin, I marked that just like more drama. More drama with my grandmother's boyfriend. He was just, again, bitching about the fact that the car was not yet in my name, but like, when was I supposed to do it? I hate him. Anyway, and then the final thing for Friday was that we watched the Bachelorette finale. Oh, yeah. So when we watched F-Boy Island, we were still waiting for the Bachelorette finale to be, like, uploaded because we don't have cable or anything like that. Like, we just wait until we can find the episode and watch it. So yeah, that's why we tried F-Boy Island. But, yes, this was the finale and no more Bachelorette. So sad. Moving on to Saturday, the first thing I marked with a little cell phone, I'm not sure where I got it, I marked that I downloaded a bunch of stuff onto Joe's phone for him using my Netflix so that he could watch some movies on the plane. But of course, we did it the day he had to leave, and so I really wasn't able to put a lot on there. Yeah, if it had been me, I would have done it days earlier, but it's fine. With a little thing and this munchkin on a plane, I marked that I drove Joe to the airport, and then I stopped at his house to drop off his car or my car. I don't know. I dropped off a car and I picked up the gross car that I had to get detailed. So I marked that with this little Planning Roses car. And under that, with another cursing Tara, I marked that there were no papers in the glove compartment. So this man was getting mad at me for not having the car under my name yet. He never put the papers in the car. So I I'm using literally too much. I recorded a video of the entire car in every single, like, nook and cranny where these papers could possibly be, and I sent it to my grandmother, and then she messages me back and says, he never put the papers in the glove compartment. We have them here. I am losing my mind at this point. I am so, like, sick of this man. I took this shit. Oh my God. Yeah. And it gets worse. Like, I ended up finding out I didn't find out yet. Maybe I'll save it for when I actually register this car under my name. So another story for another time, but just the plot thickens. Word of advice, never take a car from a relative, even if it's free. It's a trap. Moving on. Under that, with a little thing and this munchkin running on a treadmill, I marked that I walked 3 miles. Then with another little thing and another puzzle piece, I marked that I did puzzle and audiobook time. With a slice of pizza, I marked that I ordered City View pizza for my roommate and me. I just needed a treat. Then with a little thing and this candy emoji, I marked that I had a Snickers bar. That's what I got at CVS with some of my $4. I got a Snickers. And then the final thing for Saturday with this SE nail polish bottle, I marked that I did my nails. Moving on to Sunday, the first thing I marked was that I planned, and I used this planner that I had left over from a Glam Planner kit. I just thought the color went well with this spread. With another little zombie emoji, I marked that I worked. With a fancy label and an Olive Studio Olive lifting weights, I marked that I worked out. Then with this label and a sad emoji, I marked that I was getting really stressed out about the detailing because it was the next day, and I don't know, I always get really nervous and anxious about everything, not gonna lie. But like the idea of going to a car place, I just feel like guys are gonna think I'm stupid or take advantage of me. I was also feeling really nervous that they were gonna think that was my car, that like I was this filthy of a human. So yeah, I was just really getting in my head. I always expect the worst. And I am trying to work on that with my roommate because she is going to grad school to be a student counselor, and she helps me work on like bringing myself down, but it's not going so well. It's definitely a learned skill, and I'm still learning. Under that, with a half box and a Carly Plans TV, I marked that I watched quite a few movies. I watched A Classic Horror Story, which I think was okay, but I can't remember it. I know, I'm getting old. Then I watched Southbound, which I liked some of it, didn't like other parts. It was an anthology movie, so sort of like VHS, but I think I liked VHS more. It's actually a lot like Trick or Treat in that way that all of the stories connect. It's more like that, but Trick or Treat is hands down like a million times better. Then I rewatched Old School, and I watched the movie Pleasure, which actually I was pleasantly surprised. It is about an aspiring porn star, so you would think it was like terrible, but it was done by a female director, and I like it was really good for that type of movie, if that makes sense. And then the final thing on Sunday, with another munchkin listening to headphones, I listened to an audiobook again, and that was how I ended my week. As far as my sidebar goes, the first thing I marked was that I really wish I had passed on the car. It was starting to become a nuisance at this point, if you couldn't tell. And then I also marked that Joe was off to LA this week. And yeah, so that's everything for this week. Let me know what your thoughts about the spread and everything. And yeah, let me know if you've been up to date with all of my car drama. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.